Oh, I'm a little thirsty. Whenever I do these lives, I get so thirsty talking so much. It just makes me go. Hey, Sanaya, how are you? I have some questions from you that I'm going to be answering today. Hi, Tyresha. It's nice to see you guys. Hey, from IG. Hey, Stephanie. Yes, yes. It's really cool like seeing you guys in the comments when I see you all the time. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started now. But basically, I'm going to be, of course, talking about natural hair today. As you can see, my hair is twisted up. I just did this morning. So, and I also just trimmed my hair. But I'm going to be talking about my natural hair journey. You guys already asked me questions, so I'm going to be answering the questions that you have already asked me, and I'm also going to be taking some live questions at the end. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. And these questions, I have them up here on my laptop, but these questions, some of them are about my hair specifically, but a lot of them are also just about your hair in general. So I'm glad you're catching this too, K. Kurt. Alrighty, so this first question is from Rena Wallace, and she has a really good question. She says, I'm still struggling with breakage in my crown. I never had this problem when I was relaxed. I have followed suggestions you made in your videos. Can you share more ways to deal with this issue that so many of us have? And I think that's an amazing question because I honestly still struggle with this. Like, let's see if I can find. This is a twist from my crown, and then this is a twist from like another part of my hair. Actually, my crown is doing pretty good. Okay, never mind. But my crown wasn't always doing that good. And I have some more tips for you guys. I've already outlined some in a video that she was referencing. But basically, whenever you're styling your crown, I think it's good to make sure that you're using a soft hand. I noticed that whenever I'm styling like the rest of my hair, I kind of can get a little bit rough, not like where I'm ripping through my hair, but just my hand is kind of heavy. And sometimes I'll do the same to my crown. And my crown, I don't know about you guys, but my crown is very, very delicate. It breaks super easy. So I have to kind of like correct myself whenever I'm touching it to make sure that I'm using it as gentle pressure as possible. And when I don't do that, it breaks off right into my hands. And when I do, I don't have any breakage. So I would recommend just make sure that you're really paying attention to how like heavy your hands are when you're styling your crown. Also, if you guys have seen, I sometimes will double mask with my crown. I'll do like a moisturizing deep conditioner all around my hair and then do a protein deep conditioner specifically in the crown because my crown is weaker, I want to build it up with strength. I want to put some proteins to kind of fill the gaps that are on the hair strand. So using a protein conditioner pretty frequently for your crown only is also going to be really helpful. And then let's see, the third thing that I have to suggest is making sure that when you're styling your crown, you're giving it what it needs. And that may be different from the rest of your hair, just like the way you deep condition. So like, for instance, for this style, I styled my hair, like the moisture products that I use, I'll show them to you. I have them here. I use the same moisturizing product. So I use this Oh My Glide by Oyen and this Hairdo by Oyen to moisturize. But then on top of my crown, I put this Jamaican Black Castor Oil Serum because I know that I want that area to grow. I want it to be strengthened. I want it to get fuller and get shinier. And it's a little bit dull and dry right now. So I put this on top of my crown. And then on the rest of my hair, I just put like one of my standard moisturizing oils, which I don't have with me right now. But yeah, and then also making sure that you're trimming your crown so that you're not just kind of keeping up with the breakage and the split ends. So that is my answer to that question. And I see you guys are asking a lot of questions. Does long hair run in your family, Giovanna? Actually, no, no one in my family has long hair. No. I'm sure they could grow it if they knew how to take care of it, but no. But yeah, so I'm gonna answer this next question. Let's see. Claudia asks, I did my big chop about 2 months ago, so it's at that awkward stage, about 4 inches long. I don't like the crunchy feel that I get with Eco Gel. Is there something else I can use for styling? And yes, Claudia, I too do not like the way my hair feels with Eco Styling Gel. In one of my videos from last week, the one called So You Know That Toxic Ingredients Can Be in Beauty Products, something along those lines, I talked about my experience with EcoStyle Gel. So my two favorite gels that I really, really love is this Camille Rose Naturals Curl Maker. This is life. It's expensive, but I've only bought one and this is how much I have left. Granted, I don't use it a lot. I really just use it for my edges or if I really want like a gelled wash and go. This is really good. It's worth the money. I would buy it on sale if you are worried about the price, but this is worth the money. And then a more cost-effective version of this gel is the Twirly Hair Gel by Bask and Bloom. I really love this as well. Also, if you check out that video about my experience with Eco Styler Gel, I list a bunch of alternatives to Eco Styler Gel that have more natural ingredients and aren't as crunchy. So let's see. Another question that I saw you guys asking me a lot is about hair shedding. So Kira and let's see, Stephanie were asking me, if you're experiencing an unusual amount of shedding, what should you do? Also, I know that it's not breakage because the strands that come out are long and they have the little white bulb thing on the tip. So I know it's from the root. So shedding. My advice about shedding is one, you kind of want to, I think for curly girls, it can kind of seem like you're excessively shedding because our hair doesn't naturally shed like day to day. So first I would evaluate, is it really excessively shedding? Now my hair, it sheds a lot when I finally do like detangle it because my curls are so tight that all of my shed hairs just stay in my hair and just kind of mingle around my hair. So you shed about 80 to 120 hair strands per day. Of course, if they're all just staying in your hair, when you go to wash your hair on wash day, 7 to 9 to 10 days after you last detangled, you're gonna see a lot of hair, especially if your hair is longer. Like as my hair has gotten longer, I get like a big ball of hair in the shower. So first I would evaluate if it's really excessive shedding or is it just you don't detangle your hair often. And if it is excessive shedding, number one, I would recommend going to see a doctor. That would probably be like my last resort unless it's just like bald spots. If you don't really have bald spots or anything like that, that would be my last resort. But I would recommend, like, if you feel like your hair has suddenly just started shedding more than you're used to, I would go see a doctor about that. But what I would recommend is, again, what I said about the roots, having softer hands when you're handling your hair. It's completely possible to actually like pull your hair out during wash day. And I've experienced that before. Like I've had wash days where my scalp is sore because I was rough with my hair and I like pulled my hair out from the root. So I would recommend having softer hands when you're styling your hair, when you're detangling your hair. And I will also recommend using some type of treatment on your scalp. And I don't mean like an oil or anything. What I've been doing, because I've been kind of wanting to know, like, is my shedding excessive or is it normal? I've heard of these Ayurvedic herb treatments that you can use with like fenugreek oil and stuff like that. So I would kind of research some scalp treatments that would help you slow down your shedding process and see if that works. Like black tea rinses. I know there's this product called Hair Gravy it's specifically made to like slow down on shedding. I haven't tried it yet, but I will look into those things. So one, I would basically just try to have like gentler hands so you're not pulling your hair out. And then two, I would look at some products that maybe could help minimize your shedding. Alrighty, so I'm going to answer a few more questions that you guys sent in earlier, and then I'm going to look at some of these questions that you have in the comments. So let's see. I think I'm going to go for this one question by Makio because I saw this a lot too. It says, how do you moisturize your hair when it's in styles like buns and styles that don't need to be taken down? And I saw a couple people ask me, how do I moisturize my hair when it's in a protective style? So if my hair is in a style like a bun, say you like kind of gelled your hair up into a bun and you want to wear that for the week, honestly, I probably would apply like some type of lightweight oil to like the perimeter of my hair and like the buns, like the hair in the bun that's exposed. I would probably do that on day one. Day two, I might spritz a little bit like lightly around my hair and then like again apply the oil. And this is the same for all my protective styles. Like as much as well, let's talk about the bun first. And then probably on like day 3 or day 4, I would actually take the bun down. Like I don't usually keep my hair in a bun for a whole week without moisturizing it because I feel like that's one way for your hair to definitely get dry and be brittle by the time it's time to wash it. So I would probably just undo the bun, really spritz it with some moisture and some moisturizer and some oil, and then wrap it back up and go to sleep that night. So that's how I would moisturize my hair in a bun. Now, if my hair is in twists, or I see a lot of the times you guys ask me, like, how do I moisturize my hair when it's in my cornrows? For that, it's really, really easy. All I do is spritz the air with some water. I take an oil like this one, rub it in my hands, and then I just like scrunch it into my hair. And basically, I'm like pushing the product, and I make sure that I also get my ends, and that's how I moisturize my hair. So on wash day, I really take the time to like put a bunch of moisture in my hair whenever I'm doing a protective style because it's going to have to be able to survive on that moisture until I untwist my hair or unbraid my hair. Alrighty, so I see a bunch of comments down here, so I'm just going to answer some. Let's see. I see someone say, how often are you moisturizing your hair and ends? I moisturize my hair every day. I think I have a couple people have asked me that. I moisturize my hair every day to every other day. Sometimes I moisturize my hair twice a day, in the morning and in the night. And again, I just spritz the air with some water or some leave-in, and I like scrunch in some oil. So it really just depends on what my hair needs. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so I'm seeing someone ask, how was my natural hair journey? I actually have a video on it. I cut off my hair, I always forget, 2009, I think. It's in my natural hair video. If you go on my channel, I talk about my natural hair journey there, and I have a bunch of pictures showing my entire transformation from a little fro to where I am now. Well, where I was when I made that video, which was, I think, last year. So, alrighty, so Sanaya, I saw that she asked me a couple of questions. So one of them was, how do I balance wearing my hair out and protective styling my hair this summer to avoid friction on my hair? So I think that you really have to find what works for you, but I can share what works for me. Basically, what I like to do, because sometimes I protective style most of the time. Like right now, I love keeping my hair in styles like this because I don't have to worry about it. It stays moist and moisturized, and it helps me retain my length. But sometimes I do want to wear my hair out. So what I'll do is I'll wear my hair in a protective style probably for at least 3 days, but about 3 to 5 days, just to kind of get my hair stretched out. And I think you said protective styling as well. Yeah, so I'll wear the protective style to stretch my hair out and to preserve my moisture, because if I do this, like I just did this today, if I were to twist my hair today and then untwist it tomorrow, my hair will be dry within 2 to 3 days. So I let the moisture kind of sit in my hair for a few days. And then when I'm ready to untwist my hair and wear my hair out, I'll do that. I'll make sure that my hair is very, very moisturized. And I always, as soon as I get home from being out, especially in the summer because it gets humid, I'll take my hair and pull it up into a bun, put it into a ponytail. If I'm not out, I keep my hair in a bun when it's untwisted or unbraided. That way I keep my roots stretched and the nape of my neck doesn't get, and the hair at the nape of my neck doesn't get super tangled, because that happens a lot for me. So basically, and also my crown gets really tangled. So basically I keep my protective style in for at least 3 days. And then when I undo my protective style, I bun my hair when I'm home so I can kind of combat the reversion from the humidity. And also my hair doesn't need to be out touching my shoulders, touching the couch, touching my cover when I'm at home. So I wrap my hair up as soon as I get home, almost all the time. Alrighty, so I see this other question here from Karen. So Karen had a lot of good questions. I recently shared on Instagram that my hair was at butt length, and now my hair is kind of getting down into the crack area, which is a little weird, but it's also really cool. And so she wanted to talk about what I feel was the one thing that contributed to me going from mid-back length to butt length. And basically, I think she's talking about what can she do? What did I do when I got to a place where my hair length was just it was tough to pass, it kind of plateaued at an area? Did I take vitamins? Did I do more protective styling? And honestly, to get my hair from mid-back length to butt length, that wasn't a problem. What the problem was getting my hair past waist length. I struggled at waist, well, I wouldn't say struggled, but my hair kind of plateaued at waist length for almost, it seemed like 6 months to a year. It may not have been that long, but it just seemed like every time I would pull my hair down, it was always at waist length. And really what helped me with that was getting my detangling process to a better place, I guess you could say. Really figuring out how my hair likes to be detangled so I wasn't breaking my hair off when I was handling it. I think that was the best thing that I could do, because my hair, it just kept getting thin at the ends. When I was at waist length, I kept having to trim it. It kept breaking off. So really figuring out how to detangle without breakage was important for me. And the way that I did that, that was a few years ago, was when I started using the Oil and Honey Hemp Conditioner. And that's when my hair finally started getting past that waist length place. And now it's right there, by the way. Ooh, yeah, right there. And now what I use is the Diva Curl Wash Day Wonder. That is really helping me retain my length. So that is what helped me get past my hair plateau. Is my hair thicker since it's been getting long? Honestly, no. I think my hair is not, it's not getting thicker. It's pretty fine, as you can see. And even when it looks thicker because it's like frizzy and full, when I straighten my hair, it's always just very, very fine. I naturally have fine hair. So I don't think it's possible to kind of like grow more hair follicles or like make you can't get more hair strands. You can make the hair strands look thicker, but I don't think like you can make your hair thicker, honestly. Let's see. She also asked me, did I overnight deep condition more to gain length? And the answer to that is, yeah. I didn't like do it on purpose, but my hair likes to have deep conditioner on it overnight. Sometimes I'll get to a place where like my roots get really frizzy or especially my crown is really brittle. And whenever that's happening, or even like the rest of my hair, whenever it gets really brittle and dry, I'll do an overnight deep conditioning session because it just really helps my hair to I don't know, like boost the moisture levels, and that makes it more pliable, more flexible, and my hair loves it. So I don't do it often. I try not to do it too much. I will probably do it at least once a month though, and it makes a difference. And so some questions that I have from Denise Nicole, someone I met at the Fearless Conference. She said, what are my biggest tips for hair growth and retention? And I've talked about this a lot on my channel. So I have a video all about how I grew my hair. I think I talk about it also in a video that I made earlier this year about like my hair goals. But I want to see like, what can I say different that I haven't already said about growth and retention? Let me see. Something I haven't talked about in a while is trimming. And like I said, I just trimmed my hair and you guys, it made such a big difference. For the past couple of weeks, probably about this much of my hair, maybe like an inch or two, or this like 3 inches, probably like this much of my hair has just been super duper dry and frizzy. My hair has been breaking. When I've been filming, it's been so hard to style my hair because it just tangles so much. And finally giving myself that trim, as much as I kind of didn't want to, trimming is important and sometimes I still don't want to do it. As much as I didn't want to, it made such a difference. And you really don't have to trim a lot. I trimmed off about 1/2 inch and my hair just fell into line. So trimming is super important for growth and retention. And also I would say, let me see, knowing what keeps your hair, like knowing what your hair likes, just do more of that. Something that you guys won't really see me doing is like trying a lot of different styles or like putting a lot of stress on my hair by doing like slick back ponytails or braids or cornrows, like, you know, like the very intricate styles. I love them. They're beautiful. But for me, especially with my hair being fine, I tend to not do them because they just rip my hair out. Like putting them in makes my hair break. Taking them out makes my hair break. And like just making my hair part in ways that it doesn't want to part, like with a rat tail comb, my hair doesn't like that. So like even with these, like I just part my hair naturally where it flows. I rarely use a comb. Like right here, I'll use a comb. But basically putting my hair, making it form into ways that it doesn't want to go has really, not doing that has really helped me retain my length. So let's see. So I have a couple more here, but I'm going to go ahead and get into these comments. So I'm going to start from the bottom. What is your favorite hair oil, Giovanna? My favorite hair oil, it took some time to grow on me. I think when I first told you guys about it, I told you that it wasn't that great. But the Camille Rose Naturals Green Tea Leave-In is a part of the the 3 leave-in collection. That oil is amazing. Like it's the perfect amount of being thick, but still being really easy to get through your hair. It smells so good. It smells like, I don't know, like delicious coffee. And it makes my hair shiny. I love it so much. I'm about to run out, so I have to repurchase it, but I love that oil. Let's see. How do you guard against stylists getting scissor happy when requesting trims? So I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm very, very picky about the stylist that I go to. So the way that I guard against that, because I have had people just like cut inches off of my hair when I was a kid, is that I research the person that I'm going to. I like to have like a good reference, even if I don't know the reference in person. So I'll usually go online. I'll search for people whose hair that they have the same goals as me, like they are trying to grow their hair longer, or they're trying to keep their hair healthy, and then I'll see what they recommend. And then when I get to the stylist, I'm always very, very upfront about about, I think when you can kind of show stylists that you know about your hair, or that you really like look at your hair, you know, they kind of respect what you have to say. So I'm always very honest about like how I want a trim, not a cut, a trim 1/2 inch. But if you feel like I need more, I like to just see that. And then when we get to the point where we need to trim, I always ask to see exactly how much they're going to take off. Usually because my hair is longer, they'll like take a picture of the back of my hair, show me where they're going to cut it, and then they'll cut there. And then also usually my husband is there. I mean, that doesn't really matter, but usually Vernon is there so he can kind of watch them too. But I just, and if you need to ask them, can I see while you do it? Like, just don't be ashamed, basically. Be very, very upfront with how much you want cut off your hair, even if they think you need more. I've done that before where I gradually cut damaged ends off, and you can do that, or you can chop off inches. Just make sure they know that you want to be as comfortable as possible during your appointment. So let's see. Let me see. How do you rate the My-El oil? I used to rate it a 10, and I think my hair is just kind of like, you know, when your hair gets used to stuff, I think I just use this oil so much that now I probably rate it about like a 6 or a 7. It just doesn't moisturize how it used to for me, but I used to love it. So it used to be a 10, but now it's like a 7 or a 6. Let me see. I only put my hair in a bun and it's almost to my butt. Yes, protective styling works. This right here, my twist could live in these, my hair could live in these forever and she would be great. Let me see. Did your diet have anything to do with your hair growth? I think, I've talked about this before. I think that it did, but also it really didn't, because for a large part of my hair journey, I was in college and was eating noodles every day. So not really. But of course, the better you eat, like the faster your hair will grow, the healthier your hair will be. So if you use gel as your styling product, do you use, okay. So someone says, I think I saw a video where you said you use the LCO method, which is correct. So if you use gel as your styling product, do you use the oil as your last step on top of the gel, or before applying the gel? If I'm using a gel, let me think. Usually if I'm using a gel, I'll do that last. So if I'm using, that's really why I don't tend to use gels, because I'll do the LCO method. I'll do my leave-in, my cream, my oil. And then if I want some, like if I want to cut down on my hair getting frizzy, I'll put a gel on top of all that. And that usually works, especially with the Cornrows Naturals. This works a lot. And then this works well. And the way I use the twirly hair gel, I think I'll do the leave-in, the cream, and then I won't use an oil when I use that. So either I'll use an oil and just put the gel on top, or I won't use an oil depending on the gel. So yeah, that's how I do that. Do you experience short pieces of hair around your edges? I recently have been. So with the hair around the nape of my neck and the hair around my edges, I'm usually really, really cautious about that. Like whenever you wear necklaces, you want to be careful that the hair at the nape of your neck isn't getting caught in them. Whenever you twist your hair up, you want to make sure that you're always including those like kind of shorter pieces. But I have had instances where I've broken hair around my edges, and now like right here, you can't see it. But in this twist, there's like a piece of hair that's probably like this long, because I somehow broke off the rest of that hair strand. So you're not alone. Do you use any vegan or cruelty-free hair products? I do. I have a video on all of my favorite hair products, and I talk about a lot of them are vegan and a lot of them are cruelty-free. Can you still brush out your hair while conditioner is in your hair, or do you have to wait until you wash it out? I wouldn't use a brush on wet hair. If you want to detangle your hair, I would use a comb, and I would definitely use it when there's conditioner in your hair. But if a brush works for you and you don't have any breakage, then yeah, I would say you can comb your hair or handle your hair when there's conditioner in it. Just make sure that you're very, very gentle. Alrighty. So I'm looking, how do you stop your hair from getting frizzy and twists? Mine gets frizzy within a few hours after doing it. So the way that I keep my hair from getting frizzy and twists is when I style my hair. Well, first let's start off with as I'm styling my hair. As I'm styling my hair, I'm making sure the hair is detangled and as smooth as possible. Like I make sure I finger detangle the section, and then as I twist my hair, I kind of like smooth the hair section down. So I'll do that. And then usually like you can kind of tell once you get done twisting your hair, like if it's like tight and if it's smooth. So this is exactly how my hair looked after I got done twisting it. And then as it dries, I don't touch it. I don't do anything to it. Sometimes I'll even like put a scarf on top of it when it's wet so it can kind of lay down and kind of relax some of the frizzies. And then you're saying that, to me, it sounds like if it's getting frizzy within a few hours of doing it, it sounds like your hair it needs to be more moisturized. Like maybe the products that you're using aren't as moisturizing. So I would, if you could DM me so we can talk about like the different products that you're using, because if you're using a moisturizing product, your hair shouldn't be like reaching out to the environment to get moisture. It should get the moisture from the product and it shouldn't really frizz up. So maybe it's the products that you're using. Maybe your hair needs to be more detangled when you're twisting. Like maybe you need to comb it or finger detangle it really well. Or maybe you need to sit under a dryer to kind of smooth it out as it dries, and maybe air drying doesn't work for your hair type when it comes to twist. I'm not exactly sure, but Keeks Cake, DM me so we can talk about it, girl. Talk about it. All right. Do you have to order Oyin online or in what stores? You have to order them online. They have a store in Baltimore, but for the most part, you have to order them online. All righty. What porosity are you? I am low porosity. What's a good way to deep condition with heat if you don't have a hooded dryer or a heated cap? So a good way is to take I haven't done this in a while, but if you take a damp towel and warm it up in the microwave for like 30 seconds, and then kind of wrap that around your shower cap and then put another towel on top, you can do that. But honestly, that's kind of a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. So what I would do before I had my hooded dryer is I would just put my shower cap on and then put a scarf on and then put a beanie on and basically like trap the heat from my head. And I would let that sit for about an hour to two to make sure that it really marinated and got into my hair strands. And then I would rinse it out. So you can basically just trap the heat with like a beanie. Alrighty. Do you ever get hair envy? I don't get hair envy. I get like hair lust, where I'm just lusting after somebody's hair. Like, dang, that is really, really beautiful. I still love my hair, and I'm not envious. Like, I don't want it, but I can respect when someone's hair is popping. Definitely. Alrighty, so I'm going to wrap this up in about 3 minutes. So someone asked me, how do you know if your hair is healthy, even though it seems like you're unable to retain length? That is a good question. How do you know if your hair is healthy, even though it seems like you're unable to retain length? So as far as the part where you're saying it seems like you're unable to retain length, I would start taking pictures of your hair to see, it's way easier to see your progress when you can actually see like photographs side by side from like 1 month to 3 months later. And that way you can really gauge if you are or are not retaining length. But the way that you know that your hair is healthy is really just like, for me, it's how manageable my hair is. So if my hair is moisturized, if my hair is trimmed, if my hair is getting the nutrients that it needs, it's very easy. Well, I wouldn't say, well, yeah, it's easy to work with. Detangling is still like, oh my goodness. But as far as like styling it and like applying products and accepting products, it's easy to work with. Now, when my hair starts to get difficult to work with, where like if I detangle it and it tangles right back up, or I use some of the same products that I always use and then my hair comes out dry, then I know my hair, there's something missing in my regimen. So if you're finding that your hair isn't responding, if it's a challenge and your hair is unmanageable, then there's something that's missing from your regimen. And a lot of times that can be solved with deep conditioning and layering your products really, really well, like the LCO method or the LOC method. That was a good question. How do you get your twist to stay so smooth and tight? Mine start to come loose at the ends. Like I was saying, when I twist my hair, I kind of like roll the twist. It's really hard to explain, but one, I take my time when I twist my hair. Before I start twisting, I make sure my hair is super detangled. And then as I'm twisting, I kind of like twist the hair section around you get what I'm saying? I may have to do a video on it. Maybe I should, because I can't really explain it, but I take my time when I twist and I make sure that I twist it tight. That's a really bad explanation. I'm sorry. But as far as you saying that yours come loose at the ends, could it be that your hair texture is a little bit looser on the ends and maybe you should like roll the ends so that you can keep the curl and that the rest of your hair can stay twisted up? Alrighty. Somebody said, Thanks for putting me on a Bask and Bloom Essentials. Next up is to try Onion. Yes, Onion, this style is courtesy of Onion, okay? And Bask and Bloom is amazing. Someone says, please, please, please help. How do you treat your hair that has broken off from combing? If your hair has broken off like a large section of it, or like you physically broke it off, I would say first what you need to do is trim it so that you don't have broken ends, because that's just going to lead to split ends and more breakage. So trim it so you have a clean cut on your ends. And then I would really start babying that section. So whatever style works best for you in retaining length and moisture, I would do that. For me, it's twists. So what I would start doing is, like, of course, whenever I'm twisting my hair, I make sure I apply a good amount of product, make sure it's super thoroughly moisturized, and then just twist that little section up by itself. Make sure I'm moisturizing it twice a day, because it's shorter than the rest of my hair, so it can really get the nutrients and moisture that it needs. And then just be patient with it and let it grow out. Alrighty. Alrighty. Yes, I do think finger detangle, Giovanna. Okay, so I think I answered a lot of you guys' questions. So I see a bunch more coming in. Let me see. This isn't hair related, but are you vegan? How long have you been? I'm not vegan. One day I will be. One day I'll be a vegan. I'll be a mother goddess, sun warrior. Right now, I'm just kind of like getting into the vegan lifestyle because there was a point where I kind of threw myself into it and it wasn't sustainable. So I'm just tiptoeing into the vegan lifestyle. But yeah. Alrighty, and what's the best detangler? Right now, the DevaCurl Wash Day Wonder, honestly. Even though that thing is so expensive, I need to go get my third bottle of it. But besides that, if you want a more, this isn't even really cost effective. When it comes to the best detangler, it's gonna be a little bit expensive because you wanna have premium ingredients. So the Onion Honey Hemp Conditioner is great. The DevaCurl Wash Day Wonder, and also this, I just tried this for the first time yesterday. This is really good, the Oh My Glide Pre-Styling Detangler. This is good. I don't know if it's good for like detangling tangled hair, but as far as like detangling your hair before you style, this is really good. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I really want to do these more consistently. I know I say that all the time, but seriously, I want to do these more consistently. So I guess, do you guys care if it's more casual? Because sometimes what keeps me from doing it is like just the whole professionalism of it. So are you okay with me doing it in a more casual way where we just talk like maybe, you know, once a month, twice a month, and we just, you know, have a little girl chat? So let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys in my next live. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys, and I love y'all. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.